The Neon-Circus Grand Prix will soon be amongst us, and I'm actually properly looking forward to this one. So today we're going to preview it, we're going to look at the characters, we're going to look a bit at the track, skins, carts, a new game mode which I can't decide if I like or dislike, and the chickens, because chickens are cool but also scary in this context. A big thank you to Beta M who keeps doing these data mines so we get lots of information from them. I will leave social media links down in the description, and if you do go on to enjoy this video, please remember to hit that like button. It really does help us out, and consider subscribing for weekly Crash and Spyro content. So yes, as I said, I'm really looking forward to this Grand Prix, and there's a reason why. So this may shock some of you considering the incredible quality of some of my gameplay. But I never really played the original CTR on PS1. Well, I didn't own it, to be fair. So my first experience of the Crash racing games was Crash Tag Team Racing, and if you know anything about these Grand Prix, which I imagine you probably do at this stage, you'll know that this Grand Prix is going to be based largely with content from that game. The first thing my 7-year-old tag team racing self is looking forward to talking about is the characters, so let's jump into them. So first of all, the characters we can expect in this Grand Prix are Pasadena, whose outline we can actually see on the roadmap. I mean, unless it's Von Clutch in a really nice head of hair, which seems doubtful. We have obviously got Von Clutch as well, which the datamine suggests, Koala Kong, who is a real favourite, and King Paul III, who I'll leave till last. So first of all, let's talk about the two biggest characters in this character roster, which is Pasadena and Koala Kong. Now, we did a character poll not so long ago, and these two absolutely wiped the floor with everybody else. So I'm delighted that both of these are expected to be in here. Now, I remember Pasadena from Tag Team Racing. I mean, I was 7, so it was 7, 8, 9 years old, something like that. It was a very long time ago, but Pasadena is kind of the shining memory from that game, and that character I wanted in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled since we knew we were getting lots of DLC characters. Now, obviously, Koala Kong is just as good news too, because he is the biggest character. Well, he's the only real character left from the Insane Trilogy who's still got to make his arrival in this game. I'm just hoping when the characters finally get announced he is there, because if he isn't, there's going to be a lot of people disappointed, but I'm pretty sure he will be. So yeah, they're the biggest two characters we're expecting in this Grand Prix, but if there is going to be, well, I imagine there'll be 3, there's usually been 3. The third one I'm expecting is Von Clutch, again, a massive character from Tag Team Racing, so I'm very happy to see that cyborg in there. And then there's the chicken. Now, I'm not sure if we'll get 3 characters, those being Pasadena, Koala Kong, and Von Clutch, or if we'll get the 4th being King Paul III, or there's lots of talk of this on Reddit, but yeah, I'm not sure. All I know is that chickens, you know, we've got to watch them. This game has a problem with chickens, so I guess Beanox will make this amusing if they introduce a giant chicken. I'm interested to see what happens, although you know, there's bigger characters in there for me. The only one regret I have about the character roster in this Grand Prix has got to be the lack of Willy Wumpercheeks. Now, I know a lot of people want Rillaroo as well, but with this sort of being a tag team racing specific Grand Prix almost, it's a bit of a shame he's not in here, and it sort of suggests to me we're not going to get him in the game, which is sad because he's absolutely mental. The next thing I very briefly want to touch on is the track, and I say briefly because frankly we know very little about it. So what we can sort of take from what we already know is that it's probably going to be set in a carnival tent, something like that, in a circus tent, but beyond that we're not so sure. Now I'm going to bring this comment of Pastel Tofu again. As usual, if I butchered the pronunciation of your name, I'm very sorry, but yeah. They've suggested that there should be lots of jumps, any big ramp to jump off from what we've seen. So hopefully they'll be right. I think this track could be interesting, but obviously we can't really pass judgment on a track until we've raced it quite a few times. Hopefully it'll be lots of fun. Carts-wise, things are looking very good as well. Well, they're looking pretty good. I'm not as excited as I was from the organ grinder in the last Grand Prix, but I'm pretty happy with what we've got. So we've got the pressurizer, which I cannot wait to try and unlock, and I'm sure that's still called the pressurizer because it's called that on the roadmap. And then we also have the Ferrymobile and the Junkalon Prime from Tag Team Racing, I believe, but they could be under different names from what I've seen. I'm happy. I think the pressurizer especially is what I'm going to really try and unlock quickly, so I can't wait to go racing in that one. Now, I also want to talk about quite a few of the new skins, and pretty much my biggest highlights here. So the 4 Nitro Squad girls are all supposed to be getting new skins, which are that's very overdue right now. And I think they're going to be circus-themed skins, so we'll have to see what happens there. My personal favorite, I think, so far is the idea of Hillbilly Fake Crash. I mean, that is going to be weird. It sounds quite amusing, though, as well. Clown Cortex, which is either going to be absolutely hilarious or creep me the hell out. It's going to be one or the other. There's no middle ground there. And also Clown Penta, which is going to be very much the same, but I doubt a penguin could creep me out. Oh, famous last words there, isn't it? And we also have Cannonball Nash, which is going to be like normal Nash, but as a cannonball, I imagine. Yep, you get next level analysis here. And one thing I'm kind of sad we haven't got is some form of Guy Fawkes skin for someone. I mean, Cortex dressed up as Guy Fawkes would have been cool, so, but you know, you can't have everything. And overall, the skins do sound quite interesting for this one. Well, creepy at least anyway. So the final thing I want to touch on today is the brand new game mode suspected to be coming in this Grand Prix. Now, it's sort of a ring boosting game where you kind of, if you drive through a ring, then you get a boost, and I imagine there'll be some form of penalty, maybe even bigger than just missing a boost for missing a ring. So we'll have to see exactly how it comes out, but we know there's rings involved, and we know that you're going to have to drive through them. Again, next level analysis here. Overall, I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I'm really glad they're bringing new game modes, and maybe I'm not kind of jumping for joy. Maybe it's not the most exciting game mode you could possibly think they could create, but still, it's nice they're bringing new game modes, and hopefully this means there's life in the game beyond November, because if they're bringing a new game mode to a game in November, it may sort of suggest they see this sort of stuff going on into the new year in some form. I'm just reading too much into that right now, but overall, it's a nice decision, and hopefully we see a few more game modes before they're done with the Grand Prix. There you go then, my thoughts and the biggest information really for the next Grand Prix that we currently know. I wanted to keep it sort of as short as possible, but also put as many opinions in there as possible, because I know this information isn't new. I just wanted to sort of do my own spin on it. So yeah, if you have enjoyed, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for a new Crash video every Wednesday. We also have a CTR video coming out on Sunday as well, so I'm looking forward to that, where we talk about ideas for new tracks. I'm also really interested to hear what you've got to say on the upcoming Grand Prix. What do you want to see from it? I know someone's going to comment Rillaroo. Hopefully we do, but let's see what happens there. Again, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and I will see you in another video soon.